children, welcome to now computer class. Today we'll begin our computer subject with the first chapter, computer, a storage and memory device. Right children, so before going ahead, I just want to recap a few things with you which you have learned in your previous class. So what is a computer? Computer is an intelligent electronic machine, okay, which runs with electricity, so electronic and very intelligent because it can work very fast and do the work very accurate and correct, okay, and it works with IPO cycle that you must be knowing children, input, process and output. Okay, that input means we enter data into the computer through input devices like keyboard and mouse. Then computer processes it, that means it works on it, which is by the processing device, that is CPU. And then output, that is the result it gives us on the output devices. These are monitor and printer. So computer works with these IPO cycles with three types of instruments or devices, we can say, that is input, process and output devices, right? Now in this class we will learn about the fourth kind of device, that is storage and memory device. As the name says, this helps to store data and information in the computer. Okay, so whatever we are doing on the computer is saved in the form of a file containing data and information that is stored in these storage devices. Okay, now we come across two words, data and information. Now there is a difference between them. What is that? What is data? Data is raw facts or figures entered into the computer, which we enter into the computer. Raw means something which is not worked upon by the computer, that is raw. Facts and figures means anything which we enter in the computer. It can be word, it can be number, it can be picture, it can be video, it can be audio. All these are facts and figures which are called data. Right children? Now when computer works on it, that is the CPU of the computer works on it, then we get a processed data which is called information. So data is entered by the user, by us, into the computer, which is worked on by the CPU and gets converted into information which is meaningful, which is organized, okay, right, which is understandable, right, which you see on your monitor screen. Right, now we move ahead with this data. Okay, so once we enter the data into the computer, it gets converted into the machine code. Machine code is the machine language which computer understands. Okay, so that is done by the programs called compiler and interpreter. These converts anything which we are entering in any language into machine language, as computer understands only machine language, and the language contains only two digits, 0, okay, that is the on state, and 1 that is the on state, and 0 which is the off state. So only two digits which are called binary digits or bits. Right children? Now we come to the memory. Now anything which we can measure, we measure it in the form of units, just like length and weight you measure in the form of units like meter, kilometer and here kg and gram. So here this memory is also measured with the help of units, and the smallest unit is called byte. Each byte is made up of 8 bits, 8 combinations of 0 and 1. Okay, and here I have written some more units. So here smallest is byte, bigger than byte is kb. 1 kb, that is kilobyte, is equals to 1024 byte. Means 1 kilobyte is made up of 1024 bytes compiled together to form 1 kb. Bigger than kb is 1 MB. So difference between the units is coming children 1024. Okay, bigger than kb is MB, that is megabyte. Bigger than MB is GB, that is gigabyte. Bigger than GB is TB, that is terabyte. Now this many units you should remember children, because this we are using in our day-to-day life, in our computers we are having up till here. Now for supercomputers or big computers using big amount of or good capacity of memory, they are using bigger units like petabyte, exabyte, zettabyte and yottabyte. You just remember this, but this up till TB you should remember the conversions also children. Okay, so these are the memory units. So as we see, as the memory size increases, the memory capacity is also increasing. And then as the memory capacity is increasing, then we can store more and more data in the computer. Right? Okay. So now after this note, let us go to types of memory now. Okay, here there are two main types of memory. One is primary memory and second is secondary memory. So data in the computer can be stored temporarily or permanently. Okay, so here we have primary memory, which is also called internal memory, as it is built-in memory which is fixed on the motherboard of the CPU along with the CPU box, motherboard of the CPU box along with the CPU. Okay, so this memory is present in the CPU box, children, which is built-in memory fixed in the computer. Now this memory is temporary. Okay, and it has two types, RAM and ROM. RAM is the temporary memory, okay, also called the working memory, because whatever we are working, whenever we are working on the computer, we are actually working on the RAM. That is random access memory. That is the memory which we can access randomly as we start working on the computer. It is a temporary memory because as we switch off the computer or as the power goes off, the data in it gets erased, children. Okay, this is called temporary memory. It is the fastest memory because it is the memory on which we work, and once the program is open, we can access the files very quickly as compared to the secondary memory. Then here it can be overwritten with new data just like a blackboard. Okay, once we have opened a program, then we are opening the second program, then the previous program gets erased from the memory and this new program opens on it. Okay, it looks something like this, and here this is RAM. Now come to ROM. ROM, as the name says, read-only memory, which we can only read, we cannot make any changes. This holds some startup instructions to start the computer, very important. Without this ROM, we cannot start the computer because it has the startup instructions to run the computer. All the operating system and the major programs to start the computer are present in ROM. Right, children? Okay, so this is a little simple diagram of ROM I have made. A general look of the ROM is like this. Okay, so this is RAM and ROM. Now come to the secondary memory, children. Secondary memory is also called external memory. Okay, external means we can attach this memory to our computers. That's why this is also called external memory. Now, it can store data and all the programs for a long time. Whatever program we are working on the computer are stored in this secondary memory, and it is stored for a long time. If we are not erasing it or deleting it, it will remain in our computer. It is permanent memory as it stays for a long time, till the time we are not deleting it, it is remaining over there. It is non-volatile because it has no effect of electricity on it. Even if we switch off the computer or the power goes off, it remains there in the memory of this memory. All the files remain there, all the programs remain there. So it is non-volatile, means does not get erased on its own. Right. Now there are many types of secondary memory, children. Here, the first is hard disk, which is the main storage in the computer. Whatever you are saving in the computer, whichever file you are saving in the computer goes where? In the hard disk. And hard disk is also built in inside the CPU box. No, it is also there on the motherboard. The hard disk is there. It looks something like this, children. It is a collection of disks which is called platters. One upon the other, the disks are stacked on each other, and this is called platter, having magnetic coating on it. And this is one head which reads and writes data on the hard disk. Okay, children. Now storage capacity is 8 TB. It can store up till this. This is the highest storage capacity device. Okay, children. And here, moving ahead, children. Now, one more thing I want to tell you about this hard disk, now available externally also. We can plug in the hard disk also, and we can remove it also. Okay, these are external hard disks. Then moving on to CD. CD is also called compact disk. It is also used for data backup. It looks something like this, a circular, thin, shiny plate. Okay, shiny disk like this, it has the storage capacity of 700 MB, very less storage is there. The diameter is 4.7 inches is there. It can hold software or programs, okay, and for the backup. So this is optical disc as data is read and write on it with the help of laser light. One more optical device is DVD, digital versatile or digital video disc. Okay, for storing high definition, HD means high definition movies with good picture and sound quality. You can use this DVD, which has more capacity than CD, which is 4.7 GB to 17 GB. Okay, so this is DVD. We are using this for storing movies. Then one more optical device which is newly available in the market is Blu-ray disc, children, for storing HD high definition games and movies, and the capacity is 128 GB more than DVD. Okay, alright, and it uses, by the name given blue, because it uses blue laser light to read and write data. Okay, moving ahead, children, very important flash drive, also called pen drive, which we are using nowadays for data backup. Okay, this is plug and play device. We can plug it and we can play our the content in the pen drive, and we can remove it and we can take it anywhere. It is very small, light and removable and portable. We can take from one place to another. Capacity is up to 2 TB. Okay, very high capacity. After this hard disk, you can say flash drive has more capacity, and it is used for copying and moving data from one computer to another. Right. Now last is memory card, also called multimedia card. Storage capacity is 512 GB. It looks like something a stamp size, which you put on the stamp size, very small. Okay, now here this is used for the portable devices like digital cameras, mobiles, music players. From there the data is transferred, like the images or the songs which you want to transfer to the computer. You can take it on this memory card, and this memory card uses a memory card reader. In this we can fix it, and that memory card reader can be fixed to the computer on the USB slot, and you can transfer the data from this SD card to the computer. Alright, children, so these were all the secondary memory types for there. Alright, so I hope you have understood the chapter. Thank you.